tour. Like, you know, like just game after game after game after game, leading to 3 test matches, and that's how we used to play it back in the day. Did you do the old school tour?
A few. I get the midweek A game.
The midweek A game, G, and then you have to back up. If you play the weekend, you back up.
Your bench backs up on the test match on the weekend. The great thing is you couldn't get flogged too much by the coach because it was good playing all the time.
No, we did. We had Greg Smith as the coach, yes.
It's going to be huge. What are we thinking for game one? I mean, we're going to go into a bit more detail a bit later around how many Lions fans will be on deck at Optus on Saturday night. Big turnout?
Well, huge because there's already lots of expats in Perth. Big expat spot is in Perth, and so that's going to be the big thing too, is just being aware how much support the Lions receive. So there's a lot of responsibility on us and all Australians to get on board quickly, because otherwise the 2001 lesson of Test model where Australia feels like you're away from home will be another lesson that makes them home.
And it's that red jersey, isn't it? It's that iconic red jersey that people chase and people support. And you're right, if you've got a little bit of heritage there, the jersey will come out and people will support. And it won't be the band playing at 4:30 in the morning. They'll just be cheering away like when we used to have it on overseas tours. It'll just be it'll be applause and hanging outside.
You talk World Cup, remember we were in Leon for the Wallabies Wales game?
Yes.
And there was no sleep before the game. It was Welsh singing all the way through the night in Centreville in Leon. It's going to be like that all over Australia. And we're going to have a look at the course of that Argentina Lions game in a moment. You mentioned the red jerseys. Have a look at all of the jerseys in the crowd. They just want to be in the colours of their team.
No sleep till Homebush. For the next 6 weeks. No sleep till Homebush. Then we're going to talk about their first up loss against Argentina a little later in the show. We're going to start with a Super Rugby final. Thank you to the Chiefs and Crusaders for putting together another thrilling Super Rugby final as well, boys. Tied at the end, just the one score separating the two sides' morgues, but it's the red and black to get it done again. We all tipped against them. What were we thinking?
Except for Atco.
Except for Atco.
Yeah. I clacked.
The red broken clock is right close to that.
I read something saying, if in doubt, pick the Crusaders. They did their job. They worked the tactics of the Chiefs out. They snuck over for that Cody Taylor sign on the left-hand side was just a bit of sort of fortune down the side there. Really great hunter, kicked his goal, kicked that conversion, which was really important from that Cody Taylor side. Controlled the game pretty well. But I think the Chiefs handled it to them at the same time. They were, that's exactly right. There were some moments in this game where they just, they lost the understanding how to play and how to create territory and possession as well.
Yeah, that was interesting. You exactly hit the nail on the head there, Berkey. The Crusaders were able to make the Chiefs play the game they wanted to play. Chiefs need speed in the game. If you sat through and watched that with us on the weekend, you just saw that the Chiefs really struggled to impose themselves on the match and impose their style of play on the match. The amount of pressure put on Damien McKenzie was immense, and that worked well for the Crusaders. Took 5 or 6 scrum penalties to the Crusaders, and they won the area battle, and that's how they won the title. Nothing is actually almost the opposite of what we saw in Super Rugby this year with the amount of tries and expansive play. The last couple of weeks of Super Rugby was sudden death rugby, maybe a lesson for the Test rugby to come. Crusaders played finals footy once again, better than anyone else.
How important is it also to kick the goals? Like, I know they're tough, but you've got to be able to knock them over. And you haven't had a kick for a while, but you've got to convert. You've got to put your threes on, you've got to put your 5s to 7s, and when it comes down to it. And you're right, I reckon this will be a big part of it in this Test series that's coming up as well.
They had such a good opportunity early in that second half. They charged Tubo Vai charges down Hopeland, they scoop it up, they end up 5-1. You go, how are they not going to score here? And somehow the Crusaders scrambled, turned away, I think even won a penalty not long after that, and that was basically it. So what did the Crusaders do well across the back end of that game to snuff out any hope of the Chiefs winning that title?
For me, it was the double box kick near the end of the game when they went territory. They got it. I think it was me.